When you imagine the Cosori Rice Cooker settling into your kitchen, it helps to think less about a single appliance and more about a small shift in atmosphere. It's the kind of presence that brings a sense of order and calm to everyday cooking, especially around something as elemental as rice. And while I remember, in case you're curious to see what it's currently going for or where it's available, there are links in the description box below that you can explore whenever it feels right. What makes this rice cooker compelling is how naturally it fits into daily life, offering a feeling of quiet assurance rather than demanding attention. I'm honestly super interested to hear how often you cook rice at home, and whether it's something you already feel confident making or still find a bit tricky. The first interactions are gentle and intuitive. When you approach the control panel, everything feels considered, as though it's guiding you rather than instructing you. You're not decoding symbols or memorizing steps. Instead, you're choosing how you want your meal to turn out, and the cooker translates that intention into action. This ease carries through the entire cooking process. Once you add rice and water and start a cycle, there's a subtle sense of relief in knowing the technical side is being handled for you. You can step away without that low-level worry that something might boil over or cook unevenly. As cooking begins, the Cosori Rice Cooker works quietly, without dramatic noises or abrupt shifts. Heat builds gradually, and the interior environment is carefully managed so moisture and temperature stay in balance. Over time, the aroma of cooking rice starts to fill the kitchen, not sharp or starchy, but warm and rounded, the kind of smell that signals comfort and nourishment. When the cycle finishes and you open the lid, a soft cloud of steam rises, carrying with it the scent of grains that have absorbed just the right amount of water. If you've ever had rice come out mushy or dry, I'm genuinely curious what you notice first: the smell, the texture, or the way it looks in the pot. Texture is where the experience truly becomes tactile. When you run a spoon through the rice, it parts smoothly, each grain distinct yet tender. There's no resistance, no clumping that needs to be broken apart. As you scoop, the rice lifts cleanly from the nonstick inner pot, retaining its shape and softness. This small moment, how the rice feels as it's served, has a surprisingly large impact on how satisfying the meal feels once it reaches the table. The capacity of the Cosori Rice Cooker adds to this sense of ease. Whether you're cooking a modest portion for yourself or preparing enough to feed several people or plan meals ahead, it adapts without fuss. Heat is distributed evenly throughout the inner pot, so the rice at the bottom is just as well cooked as the rice on top. This consistency creates a feeling of reliability that grows stronger with each use. You begin to trust that no matter the quantity, the results will feel balanced and complete. Over time, you may notice how naturally the cooker encourages you to branch out beyond basic rice. Its ability to maintain steady, controlled heat makes it well suited to other grains and slow-cooked dishes. Porridges take on a creamy, cohesive texture. Soups develop depth as flavors meld gently. And one-pot meals feel unified rather than layered. There's something comforting about placing ingredients into the pot, selecting a function, and letting the cooker guide them toward a finished dish while you go about your day. The Keep Warm feature extends that comfort, holding food at a pleasant serving temperature without drying it out, so the first bite feels just as good as the last. The Cosori Rice Cooker also supports a more relaxed relationship with time. Delayed cooking options allow you to align meals with your schedule rather than the other way around. You can prepare ingredients earlier in the day, set the cooker, and return to a kitchen filled with warmth and aroma when you're ready to eat. This flexibility subtly changes how cooking feels. Instead of being another task to manage, it becomes something that quietly works in the background, ready when you are. If you ever use delay timers or keep warm settings on appliances, let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious how much that kind of flexibility matters in your day. Physically, the cooker feels solid and reassuring. The stainless steel exterior gives it a clean, modern look that reflects light softly and resists the marks of everyday use. When you touch it, There's a sense of sturdiness, as though it's meant to be used often and confidently. The lid opens and closes smoothly, and the handles feel secure in your hands, which matters when you're working with heat and steam. Even cleaning becomes part of the calm rhythm. Wiping down the exterior and rinsing the inner pot feels quick and uncomplicated, making it easy to reset the space for the next meal. Small details, like the included accessories, quietly enhance the overall experience. Measuring rice feels more precise, scooping feels gentler, and these consistent tools help establish a routine that leads to reliable results. Over time, this routine becomes second nature. You no longer think about the steps, you simply move through them, confident in the outcome. What ultimately defines life with the Cosori Rice Cooker is the trust that builds with repeated use. You come to rely on it, not because it demands a loyalty, but because it earns it through consistency. When you press a button, you know what to expect: food that's evenly cooked, comforting, and ready when you need it. That reliability lifts a quiet weight from your shoulders and allows you to enjoy cooking as a grounding, sensory experience rather than a source of stress. I'm honestly super curious what you usually serve with rice, and whether having a cooker like this would change how often you make it at home. As you picture this rice cooker becoming part of your kitchen, it's easy to see how it could elevate everyday meals through texture, aroma, and ease. Rice, after all, is often the foundation of a meal, and when it's cooked with care, everything built around it feels more intentional. And if at any point you'd like to check the current price or explore it further, you'll find friendly, easy to browse links waiting for you in the description box below whenever curiosity strikes.